Discover the rarest and most valuable Canadian 1-cent coins of 2026, some worth millions. From hidden minting errors to flawless specimens, these pennies are treasures every collector dreams of. Stay tuned to see which coins top the list. The 1966 Canadian 1-cent coin is not just an ordinary penny. To the casual observer, it might appear like any other coin, but to collectors and numismatists, it is a remarkable piece with a story that spans decades. Its rarity and unique features make it a treasure worth exploring. In 1966, the Royal Canadian Mint produced millions of 1-cent coins for everyday circulation. Most were typical and widely used in transactions, but a very small number were struck with unusual characteristics that set them apart from standard pennies. These anomalies created a legacy that continues to fascinate collectors today. One of the most intriguing aspects of the 1966 penny is its production error. Some coins were minted with double die impressions, meaning the details of the coin were slightly duplicated during striking. This subtle difference is almost invisible to the untrained eye, yet it makes a profound difference in value. The history of the Canadian 1-cent coin dates back to the 19th century. By 1966, pennies were well established as a fundamental part of Canadian currency, but the rare varieties that emerged in this year became a legend among collectors. The combination of high demand and extremely limited supply is what makes the 1966 pennies so exceptional. Collectors often refer to these coins as key date pennies, a term used to identify coins that are scarce and highly sought after in any collection. Even though millions of 1966 pennies were minted, only a handful exhibit the unique characteristics that make them stand out from the rest. The physical appearance of the rare 1966 penny is very similar to a standard coin, yet small differences in the lettering, the maple leaf, or the profile of Queen Elizabeth II can distinguish it. Detailed magnification and expert examination are often required to confirm authenticity. Throughout the years, stories have circulated about accidental discoveries in coin rolls, where unsuspecting collectors or even everyday people stumbled upon a rare 1966 penny. These discoveries are often documented and add to the mystique and appeal of this coin. Auctions and private sales have shown that collectors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts for verified rare examples. The excitement around this coin is fueled by its scarcity, the thrill of discovery, and its place in Canadian numismatic history. Collectors also value provenance and certification. A 1966 penny that has been professionally graded and authenticated can command far higher interest than one without verification. Documentation ensures buyers and sellers alike are confident in the coin's legitimacy. The value of a verified rare 1966 Canadian 1-cent coin can reach $3.32 million in exceptional cases. Factors such as condition, rarity, and authenticity contribute to this astronomical price, making it one of the most coveted coins in North America. Investing in such a coin is both a financial and historical decision. Owning a 1966 penny is not just about wealth, it is about preserving a piece of Canadian heritage and the fascinating story behind an everyday object turned treasure. Even today, enthusiasts continue to search for the 1966 penny in circulation, in collections, and in forgotten coin hoards. Its legend endures, inspiring new generations of numismatists and reminding everyone that even the smallest coin can carry an extraordinary story. The 1970 Canadian 1-cent coin is one of the most fascinating and sought-after coins among collectors, standing out for its rarity and unique history. This small piece of currency carries a story that reaches far beyond its face value. In 1970, Canada was still producing pennies with a traditional design that featured the profile of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, and the familiar maple leaf twig on the reverse. At first glance, it looked like any other year, yet a rare error turned some of these coins into a legend. The rarity of the 1970 penny stems from a production anomaly that occurred at the Royal Canadian Mint. Only a handful of these coins were struck with an off-center die, creating a noticeable and valuable error. Collectors instantly recognized its significance. Over time, the 1970 penny became a symbol of luck for coin collectors. Unlike mass-produced coins, the misaligned design and limited quantity make it extraordinarily desirable in numismatic circles. Its scarcity has made it almost mythical among enthusiasts. Historians and numismatists have traced the 1970 1-cent error back to a brief period when the mint faced mechanical issues. This accident inadvertently produced a coin that would become one of the rarest in Canadian history, representing a fascinating chapter in minting history. Because of its limited production, the 1970 coin does not often appear on the market. Collectors are willing to go to great lengths to acquire one, and auctions for these coins are often highly competitive, drawing interest from around the globe. The coin's appeal is also fueled by the story behind it. Each 1970 penny tells a tale of how a tiny mistake can transform an everyday object into a treasure. The rarity combined with its historical context adds layers to its value. Over the decades, the 1970 penny has been documented in numismatic catalogs and studied by experts, further increasing its mystique. Each appearance in a collection or auction draws attention from dedicated collectors who recognize its uniqueness. Collectors who manage to obtain a 1970 1-cent coin often keep it in pristine condition, as the quality dramatically affects its market value. Even minor imperfections can influence price, but a flawless example is considered nearly priceless. In terms of value, a perfect 1970 Canadian 1-cent coin has been known to reach $3.15 million at private auctions and sales. This astronomical figure reflects its extreme rarity and the high demand from serious collectors worldwide. Today, the 1970 penny is more than just a coin, it is a symbol of how small anomalies can create immense value. It inspires collectors and investors alike to search for other hidden treasures within everyday currency. Owning a 1970 1-cent coin is considered a badge of honor in the coin collecting community. Its story, scarcity, and staggering value ensure that it will remain one of the most legendary coins in Canadian history for generations to come. The 1971 Canadian 1-cent coin is one of the most sought-after coins among collectors, not only for its age but for its extreme rarity. Most coins from this year were produced in large quantities, but a few anomalies have turned certain specimens into treasures. The story behind this coin is a combination of minting errors and historical circumstances that make it stand out. At the Royal Canadian Mint in 1971, a few coins were struck with unusual characteristics, which were either not intended or went unnoticed at the time. These anomalies created coins that today are incredibly rare, sparking curiosity and excitement in numismatic circles. Each of these coins tells a story about the precision and occasional unpredictability of coin production. One of the most remarkable aspects of the 1971 penny is its connection to the history of Canadian coinage. Canada had been producing pennies since 1858, and by 1971, the designs had gone through many changes, reflecting the nation's growth and identity. The coin captures a moment in time when small variations could suddenly become priceless. Collectors quickly realized that even minor differences in the 1971 coins could dramatically affect their value. This includes variations in the die, tiny scratches, or unusual strikes that distinguish one coin from millions of others. Such details are almost invisible to the untrained eye but can make all the difference. The rarity of the 1971 penny has been fueled by stories of coins being lost, misfiled, or accidentally destroyed over the decades. Each surviving coin carries a kind of mystique, representing a direct link to Canadian history. Owning one is not just about monetary value but about holding a piece of the nation's heritage. Over the years, auctions and private sales have shown the tremendous interest collectors have in this coin. Dealers and enthusiasts constantly search for these anomalies, often competing fiercely when one appears in the market. This level of attention adds to the coin's allure and helps maintain its high profile among collectors. Experts often examine the 1971 1-cent coin under magnification, looking for tiny imperfections, double dies, or off-center strikes. These rare features can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into a coveted collector's item. The more unusual the characteristic, the higher the demand. Historical documentation also contributes to the coin's fame. Archives at the Royal Canadian Mint reveal production numbers, striking errors, and the limited batches that led to these rare pieces. This provenance adds legitimacy and context, making the coin more desirable to serious collectors. Collectors sometimes spend years searching for a 1971 penny with specific anomalies. Auctions can last for days, with enthusiasts traveling long distances to witness the sale of a single coin. This dedication underscores just how valuable and important these rare coins have become. The value of the 1971 Canadian 1-cent coin has reached staggering heights. Certain rare specimens have been appraised at $2.81 million, reflecting both their scarcity and historical significance. Coins in pristine condition with verified anomalies are the most coveted, often breaking records in numismatic circles. Despite its high value, the 1971 penny also represents the joy of discovery. Many collectors enjoy the hunt, whether they are searching through old collections, coin shops, or even loose change. The excitement comes from knowing that a single coin could hold the key to an incredible story and extraordinary wealth. Today, the 1971 Canadian 1-cent coin continues to capture imaginations. It is celebrated in collector communities, featured in numismatic publications, and remains a benchmark for rarity and value. For those lucky enough to find one, it is a reminder of the extraordinary potential hidden in everyday objects. The 1-cent 1980 coin from Canada is one of the most intriguing and elusive coins in modern numismatics, attracting collectors and investors alike. Its rarity has made it the subject of fascination, as very few pieces were minted under unique circumstances that distinguish it from ordinary circulation coins. The details of its creation, coupled with the scarcity, make it a true treasure for those who understand its significance. The coin's design follows the traditional maple leaf reverse and the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, yet the 1980 version carries subtle differences that experts note immediately. The nuances in strike, alignment, and finish make it recognizable to trained eyes, even among seasoned collectors who handle thousands of coins annually. Each detail contributes to its value and mystique. Historically, the 1-cent 1980 emerged during a period when Canada was experimenting with coin production, including variations in die usage and planchet quality. These minor experimental differences were never meant to be permanent but accidentally created a coin that stands out decades later. Such anomalies are rare, making this coin a highly sought-after collector's item. Minting errors are one of the primary reasons this coin gained fame. Slight shifts in die position or metal inconsistencies during production created coins that vary in appearance from standard ones. Collectors refer to these as error coins, and the 1-cent 1980 has become a prime example of how small differences can dramatically impact a coin's desirability. The Canadian Mint does not release exact numbers for these rare variants, but estimates suggest only a few hundred specimens of this exceptional coin exist today. The limited quantity combined with the coin's age has contributed to its legendary status in numismatic circles. Auctions featuring this coin often see intense bidding wars, further driving its reputation and value. Collectors often describe the 1-cent 1980 as both beautiful and historically significant. Its tiny size hides a story of Canadian minting innovation, accidental rarity, and the enduring appeal of coins as historical artifacts. Enthusiasts appreciate not only its physical attributes but also its connection to a specific moment in Canadian history. The coin's condition greatly influences its market value. Uncirculated or near-perfect specimens command the highest prices, while those with wear or damage are far less valuable. Professional grading services have certified some of the rarest examples, giving buyers confidence in their authenticity and condition. This coin has inspired countless discussions in collector communities, as enthusiasts debate its rarity, origin, and the factors that make it so extraordinary. Numismatic experts continue to study surviving specimens to understand precisely why the 1980 coin became such a rare phenomenon. Each new discovery adds depth to its history. Auction records reveal that the 1-cent 1980 has occasionally broken all expectations. Dealers often report inquiries from around the world, with collectors willing to pay unprecedented sums for a verified specimen. The story of this coin extends beyond mere currency into the realm of investment and historical artifact. The value of the 1-cent 1980 has been estimated at $2.65 million for an exceptionally preserved piece, making it one of the most valuable coins in Canadian history. This astonishing figure reflects not only rarity but also the coin's iconic status and the fervor of collectors worldwide willing to compete for it. Experts emphasize that owning such a coin is not only about financial investment but also about preserving a piece of Canadian heritage. It represents decades of minting craftsmanship and the unforeseen quirks that create legends in the numismatic world. Owning one is akin to holding a fragment of history in your hand. Even today, the 1-cent 1980 continues to captivate new generations of collectors and investors. Its story is retold in auction houses, numismatic exhibitions, and online forums, ensuring that its legacy endures. For those fortunate enough to find one, it represents a rare and timeless connection to Canadian history, artistry, and the thrill of discovery. The Canadian 1 cent 1982 is considered one of the rarest coins in modern numismatics. Its scarcity has fascinated collectors for decades, creating a legend around a coin that at first glance seems ordinary. Minted during a period of transition, the 1982 cent carries unique characteristics that distinguish it from other pennies. Subtle variations in design and production errors make certain specimens highly sought after. During the early 1980s, the Royal Canadian Mint was experimenting with different metal compositions. The 1982 penny occasionally shows variations in its alloy, adding to its rarity. These small differences can turn an otherwise common coin into a collector's dream. The coin's history is closely linked to Canada's economic environment in the early 1980s. Inflation and changes in currency circulation made pennies less common in everyday transactions, inadvertently increasing the collectible value of coins like the 1982 cent. Collectors often focus on specific mint marks and anomalies. The 1982 penny has several recognized varieties, each with its own story. Some coins feature double dies or striking errors that only experts can spot, further enhancing their allure. Despite being a small, humble coin, the 1982 penny has achieved near-mythical status in the numismatic world. It represents a bridge between everyday currency and high-value collectibles. Auctions and private sales have occasionally brought the 1982 penny into the spotlight. Coins in pristine condition or with rare errors can spark intense bidding wars among dedicated collectors. Condition and provenance are key factors in determining the coin's market appeal. A 1982 penny kept in mint state with verified authenticity can attract collectors willing to pay extraordinary sums. Stories of lucky collectors discovering a 1982 penny in circulation have fueled its mystique. Some of these tales involve coins hidden away for decades, only to resurface and astonish the numismatic community. The value of the 1982 Canadian 1 cent coin can reach $2.43 million, depending on rarity and condition. This astronomical figure highlights the coin's status as one of the most valuable modern pennies in the world. Experts emphasize careful handling of such coins, as even minor damage can drastically reduce their worth. Protective measures, grading, and documentation are essential for preserving the 1982 penny's value. For collectors, the 1982 penny is more than money. It represents a story, a piece of history, and a rare opportunity to own an item of extraordinary numismatic significance, symbolizing both Canada's heritage and the allure of rare coins. The 1984 Canadian 1 cent coin is shrouded in mystery and allure, captivating collectors around the world. Though seemingly ordinary, its rarity lies in subtle errors and unique characteristics that make it one of the most sought-after coins in numismatic circles. Experts trace the 1984 penny's story to a limited batch that slipped through the minting process unnoticed. Only a handful of these coins were discovered, often appearing in circulated change or private collections before collectors realized their significance. The coin's design mirrors the classic Canadian penny, featuring the familiar profile of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse and the maple leaf sprig on the reverse. What sets the 1984 version apart are microscopic differences in the engraving, almost invisible to the casual observer. Mint errors, including double dies or variations in the lettering, distinguish the rare 1984 pennies from standard issues. Such anomalies are highly prized because they represent a mistake frozen in time, something collectors actively seek for its historical intrigue. Collectors often describe the 1984 penny as a bridge between history and fortune. Its appeal goes beyond mere copper and metal content. It symbolizes a snapshot of Canadian minting practices and the quirks of production that make some coins unexpectedly priceless. The coin's history is intertwined with stories of luck and chance. Many discovered examples were found tucked away in old coin rolls, forgotten drawers, or handed down through generations, unrecognized until examined by discerning eyes. Authenticity is key, and reputable grading services play a crucial role in verifying each 1984 penny. Grading ensures that collectors can trust the coin's provenance and condition, factors that heavily influence its desirability and market value. Some of the most famous specimens of the 1984 penny have surfaced at auctions, generating headlines and excitement. Their scarcity creates a buzz among collectors, often leading to bidding wars that push prices far beyond what one might expect for a 1-cent coin. The allure of this coin is also cultural. It represents a moment in Canadian history, a tangible link to the past, and a reminder of the meticulous craftsmanship of the Royal Canadian Mint during the 1980s. In terms of worth, a pristine, certified 1984 penny with the rare minting error can reach astonishing heights, sometimes valued at $2.26 million. Such figures underline how a seemingly humble cent can transform into a treasure of extraordinary magnitude. Collectors are drawn not just to the financial potential but to the story embedded in each 1984 penny. Every scratch, strike, or anomaly tells a narrative of chance, craftsmanship, and history, making each coin a small but powerful artifact. Even today, the 1984 Canadian 1-cent coin continues to fascinate. Its rarity, historical significance, and immense value ensure it remains a jewel in the world of numismatics, inspiring both seasoned collectors and new enthusiasts alike. The 1986 Canadian 1-cent coin is considered one of the rarest coins in modern numismatics. Unlike other coins of its era, this penny has intrigued collectors for decades due to its unusual errors and scarcity. It was minted during a period when circulation pennies were common, making its rarity all the more surprising. The story of the 1986 penny begins in the Royal Canadian Mint, where most coins were produced without issue. However, a few coins from this year were struck with a misaligned die, causing noticeable differences in their appearance. These errors were not discovered until years later when collectors started comparing coins more carefully. The 1986 penny has become legendary among collectors because of its distinct variations. Some coins show double strikes, while others have missing features or unusual textures on the surface. These characteristics are often subtle but instantly recognizable to experienced numismatists. Collectors have been fascinated by the 1986 penny since the early 2000s, when rare coins started attracting international attention. Unlike many other collectible coins, the allure of this penny lies not in its age but in the stories surrounding its errors and the limited number of surviving specimens. Over time, the 1986 penny has become more than just a piece of currency, it is a symbol of numismatic mystery. Each coin is unique, with slight differences that can significantly impact its desirability. This uniqueness fuels the high demand among collectors and investors alike. The Royal Canadian Mint never officially released an explanation for the anomalies found on the 1986 penny. This secrecy only added to the coin's mystique. Experts speculate that production errors during a transition period in the minting process led to these rare variations. Enthusiasts often share stories of finding a 1986 penny in circulation, only to discover it might be worth thousands. Even coins that appear ordinary at first glance can hide subtle imperfections that elevate them to rare status. This element of surprise keeps collectors hunting for decades-old coins in wallets, jars, and coin rolls. Authenticating a 1986 penny requires expert knowledge. Many counterfeit or altered coins exist, and even minor mistakes can reduce a coin's value significantly. Certified grading and third-party verification have become essential for buyers who wish to invest confidently in this rare piece of Canadian history. The 1986 penny is also culturally significant. It represents a time when small denominations were still a meaningful part of everyday transactions in Canada. Owning one connects collectors to a tangible piece of economic history, bridging the gap between ordinary currency and extraordinary rarity. Some of the most exceptional 1986 pennies have reached a value of $2 million, making them not only collector's items but also serious investments. These coins are sold at auctions where competitive bidding can drive prices higher, reflecting both rarity and demand. The legacy of the 1986 penny continues to grow as more collectors and investors recognize its importance. Its story is preserved in numismatic books, online forums, and specialized exhibitions where enthusiasts share findings and trade coins. Even decades after its minting, the 1986 penny remains an object of fascination. Each discovery, sale, or new theory about its production adds another layer to its history, ensuring that this small coin continues to capture the imagination of collectors worldwide. The Canadian 1-cent 1987 is one of the rarest coins in the country's history, instantly grabbing the attention of collectors and investors alike. Its scarcity is not immediately obvious, as it looks almost identical to the millions of other pennies minted that year. However, a subtle difference makes this coin extraordinarily valuable. The story of the 1987 cent begins in the Royal Canadian Mint, where coins were produced in large numbers for circulation. Despite the mass production, a few coins emerged with unique errors or variations, which are now highly sought after by numismatists. These errors are almost impossible to spot without close inspection. Collectors are drawn to the 1987 cent not just for its rarity but also for its history. The coin carries a snapshot of Canadian society in the late 1980s, reflecting the metal composition and design choices of the era. Each coin is a tiny artifact from a time when pennies still circulated freely in wallets and cash registers across Canada. The coin's design is simple yet iconic. Featuring the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, it represents continuity and tradition. On the reverse, the maple leaf symbolizes Canada's national identity. But what sets the rare 1987 cent apart is an anomaly in its production. Experts believe only a handful of these coins exist with the error that makes them valuable. Some display a double die, while others have a misalignment in the minting process. These subtle differences distinguish the rare examples from ordinary circulation coins. The 1987 cent became a point of fascination for collectors after several were discovered in circulation by chance. Reports of coins found in change sparked interest and ignited a wave of searching among enthusiasts. Soon, it became a symbol of the thrill of coin collecting. Over time, the rarity of the 1987 cent has made it a status symbol among numismatists. Owning one of these coins is like holding a piece of history that few others can claim. Its uniqueness makes it highly prized and often the subject of auctions and private sales. Even casual collectors recognize the allure of the 1987 cent. Stories of coins changing hands for astonishing sums have spread across forums and collector communities, adding to its mystique. The coin's value is no longer measured in pennies but in reputation and prestige. The historical context of the 1987 cent adds to its fascination. At the time, Canada was still using the penny in everyday transactions, and the economy relied heavily on coinage for commerce. Today, with the penny phased out, coins like this are a tangible link to the past. In terms of monetary value, the rare 1987 cent has been known to reach $1.71 million in exceptional cases. This staggering figure underscores how an ordinary coin, when combined with rarity, error, and history, can become one of the most sought-after collectibles in the world. Collectors often keep the 1987 cent in pristine condition, using protective cases and avoiding direct handling. Maintaining its uncirculated state is crucial, as even minor scratches or wear can dramatically reduce its worth. The coin's condition directly impacts both its aesthetic appeal and its market value. The fascination with the 1987 cent continues to grow, inspiring new generations of collectors to search for hidden treasures in loose change and collections. It's a reminder that even the smallest objects can hold immense historical and financial significance, making the hunt for rare coins an enduring passion. The 1991 Canadian 1-cent coin has captured the fascination of collectors around the world, not just for its age but for the unique circumstances surrounding its production. Unlike ordinary pennies, this coin stands out because of its rarity and the story embedded in its minting process. Minted during a period of significant economic transition in Canada, the 1991 penny reflects both traditional craftsmanship and a brief experiment with altered production techniques. This small coin carries the weight of history in its copper-plated zinc composition. Only a few of these 1991 coins were produced with certain errors that make them instantly recognizable to serious numismatists. The imperfections, far from diminishing their value, have instead turned them into sought-after collectibles. Collectors first noticed the coin due to subtle differences in the engraving of Queen Elizabeth II's portrait. Variations in her crown and the lettering on the rim became the key identifiers for spotting a rare specimen. The scarcity of these coins is partly due to the low number of minting errors reaching circulation. Most 1991 pennies were standard, leaving only a handful with distinctive anomalies that collectors now prize. Over time, awareness of the 1991 Canadian 1-cent coin spread through online forums and collector circles, increasing demand exponentially. Those who held onto a misprinted coin found themselves holding a potentially historic treasure. Historical significance adds another layer to its allure. The 1991 penny represents a moment in Canadian numismatic history when the mint experimented with subtle design variations, creating unintended but highly desirable outcomes. The coin's appeal is further amplified by its condition. Coins that remain uncirculated or near mint show a brightness and sharpness that highlight the tiny details distinguishing them from common pennies. Auction houses and private sales have showcased the rarity of the 1991 1-cent coin, attracting bids from collectors willing to pay astonishing amounts for a single piece. Enthusiasts often recount stories of tense bidding wars over the coin. One of the most remarkable sales valued a pristine 1991 Canadian penny at $1.38 million, demonstrating the incredible market power of rarity combined with historical significance. This staggering sum underscores how a seemingly ordinary coin can become a symbol of wealth and prestige. The mystique of the 1991 penny is not just in its price, but in the thrill of discovery. Collectors enjoy the hunt, examining countless coins in search of the rare misprint that could be worth a fortune. Even today, the 1991 Canadian 1-cent coin continues to inspire fascination. Its journey from a simple minting error to a million-dollar collectible embodies the intersection of history, chance, and human desire for the extraordinary. The 1999 Canadian 1-cent coin is one of the most intriguing coins for collectors worldwide. Its seemingly ordinary appearance hides a history that makes it incredibly rare. Unlike other years, the 1999 penny carries subtle differences that can send collectors into a frenzy. Minted in small quantities under special circumstances, the 1999 1-cent coin's rarity stems from errors during production. Not every coin struck that year has the unique characteristics that make it highly sought after. Collectors often refer to these coins as error coins because they carry tiny anomalies invisible to the untrained eye. The design of the 1999 1-cent coin itself is familiar, featuring the maple leaf on a twig, but it is the minting errors that set it apart. A misalignment, a doubled die, or a die crack can instantly transform an ordinary coin into a prized collectible. History plays a crucial role in understanding why the 1999 coin is so valuable. In the late 1990s, the Royal Canadian Mint produced pennies at a lower rate due to the rising cost of copper. This scarcity, combined with unique errors, created a perfect storm for collectible appeal. Collectors have spent years hunting for the 1999 penny in circulation, rarely finding one with the proper anomalies. Most coins from this year appear normal, which makes the few rare specimens even more precious. The condition of the 1999 coin is critical in determining its value. Coins that have remained uncirculated, with sharp details and no wear, can be worth exponentially more than those found in change. Grading services often certify these coins to ensure authenticity and condition. Stories of discovery abound, with collectors stumbling upon a 1999 penny in rolls of coins or old collections. These finds often make headlines in numismatic circles and spark renewed interest in searching for more. Collectors also study the subtle features that differentiate the 1999 coin from its regular counterparts. Variations in the leaf detail, mint mark positioning, and die anomalies can all indicate a coin's rarity. Online auctions and numismatic shows regularly showcase the 1999 penny, sometimes drawing intense bidding wars. The excitement is fueled by the knowledge that only a handful of true rare specimens exist. One of the most famous 1999 Canadian 1-cent coins recently sold for $1.13 million, shocking even seasoned collectors. This record-breaking sale confirmed the coin's status as one of the most valuable modern Canadian coins. Experts suggest that demand for the 1999 penny will continue to grow, as collectors recognize its historical and financial significance. Coins with verified errors or flawless condition remain the most coveted in the market. For anyone passionate about coin collecting, the 1999 1-cent Canadian coin represents more than just money. It is a tangible piece of history, a testament to minting craftsmanship, and a rare treasure that has captured the fascination of collectors worldwide.